crisis mode is still happening when it comes to Terra. Terra has proposed a token burn to increase the pool size and halt UST dilution. The idea here is that decreasing the amount of UST in circulation and increasing available Luna is the easiest way to re-peg the token. So validators of the network can vote on this proposal, and the yes side has received a 50.47% vote. Now, my question for you, George, or Will, whoever wants to take it, is why would a validator vote against this proposal?
Who is voting on this? I just don't think there's any coming back. It's really over. I mean, the mechanism of burning or minting UST and Luna works until it doesn't, and once it stops not working, it's kind of over. So I don't even know who's voting on this kind of stuff. I guess theoretically, if you cut the supply of Luna all the way down to 1 Luna and it was worth like $1 million a Luna, I guess that could theoretically maybe get us there. But I don't know. I think the mechanism is broken. I don't think there's any coming back. So I don't know who's voting on this. Well,
yeah, isn't Luna trading like under a cent at this point? Like, I think the whole thing is broken. And it's funny to see this in crypto, right? Because what they're doing is they're pulling like the leverages and buttons that central bankers also push, which is like the supply and demand, and like how can we make these things turn so that the price goes up or price remains stable or price goes where we want it to be. And they're finding out really quickly that it's very hard to do, and it often does not turn out how you want it to happen, right? They're pushing it one way and it breaks. And we're seeing this in the macro environment right now too, right? Inflation is hitting 8% for the month. Last year, they're saying inflation was transitory. Big players, then central banks can't even make this work. Why would someone running a stablecoin out of Singapore in a WeWork be able to do this either, right? So look at this chart right here, running at a cent for Luna. That's not what you want to see, right? This should be a one-to-one backing with Terra, and doesn't work because you can't just like keep pushing things one way or the other. There was some nice reporting this morning showing that Luna's supply has actually just increased by multiples over the last few hours. The Luna supply was in the millions yesterday. It's into the multi-billions today, just because the mechanism is trying to create Luna to back all the UST that is outstanding. And it's just not working, right? You increase Luna, well, that causes more push down on the price of Luna, and that's where you get the sub-cent price for Luna, where it was, $80 plus not only like a week ago, but like even a few months ago, it was even higher than that. So this is one of the like worst charts I've ever seen in crypto, and it seems to only keep going down. It's finding new floors to crash through. George, give it back to you.
Yeah, small summary of what you just said. The whole ecosystem needs to burn UST to mint Luna, but it also needs to burn Luna to mint UST, and you just can't do both. So it seems like it's doing the minting of Luna faster than it's burning the UST and vice versa. So that's what a death spiral is. It's what we're seeing here. It's really sad, honestly. I feel no remorse for any VCs or people with a lot of money losing money, but regular people losing money, it's really sad. Not really the point of this, but it is sad.
Well, that was one of my next questions. We talked so much about the people angle. There are just regular retail investors who have put money into this, and they've lost everything. And I think both of you have answered my question, that this is not really a solve for that. It sounds like there's no coming back with this solution, at least. It's very broken and it can't be fixed.
Yeah,
Zach?
I guess you can change rules, but...
Okay.
I mean, sort of the way the stability of USD works is sort of predicated on there being demand, right? And so like in a moment of panic, when people are fleeing these markets, there's no like corresponding mechanism that can make it work at the level that it would need to work without people exhibiting a desire to provide the demand that will prop up the stability of the sister asset, UST in this case. So it's going to be, yeah, I mean, they're trying to make it happen. They're trying to make it work. They're trying to reclaim some stability here, but it's going to be really difficult. And I think the story is the human story, right? It is a bad day for a lot of people. Terra is pretty significantly used in Korea specifically for a long while now. People have, used this system, for payments, for savings. Whatever your views are on the stability of Anchor or the reality of Anchor and its 20%, APYs. people saw that as a savings vehicle. So I think there's a lot of savings that are caught up in this project, in this platform. And when it goes to zero, as we're seeing right now, a lot of people are making some tough choices and are probably down in the dumps emotionally. So it is important to remember that human angle. And, you know, even though we're talking about sort of the weird mechanics of algorithmic stablecoins, at core, these are human people making investments. Some of them are large bag holders, large VC people with huge positions in this stuff. Others are small people who just who are doing what they can to save a buck and maybe make a little bit of interest on it better than they can in their bank account. So the fact that this is happening is definitely it's a sad day for a lot of folks seeing this wealth just evaporate, and that's sort of a reality of the crypto markets that I think you can lose sight of in the bull run. But when the bear comes, that is the reality at hand, and we're seeing that just in that crazy chart. That's a crazy chart to look at, and it's pretty wild. But I'll kick it to Will for his last thoughts on this one.
Last thoughts is I'm wondering where this story goes and ends up, right? Because I think there's a few different ways to take it. What are regulators going to do in the United States? What are regulators going to do globally? I think for crypto market, we've seen that it's basically kicked off this tanking. I mean, markets were already selling off beginning of the year because of what the Fed's been doing, what's happening with equity markets. But this really put Bitcoin and really put the whole crypto ecosystem in a really tough spot. And like, how does crypto, how's Bitcoin like dig itself out of this hole? I don't know at this point. Like, I feel like it's sort of set us up for like a long hole. And I think there's a lot of people who have moved into a bear market mentality. I mean, last 2-3 weeks, we've seen a lot of layoffs in tech markets because of what the broader ecosystem has been doing. Now, like, that's even possible in crypto. I hate to say that, but that is possible just because of how contagious this fallout has been and where Bitcoin has gone because of it.